Hello and welcome friend. In this tutorial we will try to look at while loop. So as you all know, while loop is a control flow statement which allows the code to be executed as long as some given condition is true or satisfied. This while loop is similar to other programming language like you might have seen in C, C++, Pascal or anything, but the syntax is slightly different. So we will look at a very generic while loop conditions. So in general, in shell script, particularly in bash, the syntax for a while loop would look like this. It's a while, then there is a space, and then there is a bracket, and inside the bracket you can put some conditions. Make sure when you put a bracket there should be a space here and there should be a space here. So if there is no space at the starting and the bracket and some conditions, it will give you a syntax error. That's the syntax bash follows. So you have to give space inside the bracket. Now you have followed by do and done. So this do and done is like opening brace and closing brace in other language. In bash it's do and done. And then you have a list of commands or statements or expressions you want to evaluate, n number of things. You can have some if condition also here. So since I am demonstrating only while loop, so I'm just not making it too complex for things to be understandable. So let's try to look at one of the example for while loop. So we will go through this. So I have a script already written which is a very simple script. So bin bash, which will tell it execute in bash shell, and I have a variable count equals to 0, and I would say something like while, and then there is a space here and you see there is a space here, it is must. So I would say count less than 5, so it will be true because the value of count is 0 initially, so count is less than 5, so this is true. So this expression is true, which means this condition becomes true. It will go inside the while loop, execute hello there, then it will sleep for 1 second, and then it will increment the count by 1. So now the count becomes 1. Now next time it comes here and it checks 1, the value of count becomes 1, dollar count is 1, so 1 less than 5, which is again true. It will execute this statement again, sleep for 1 second, and then this becomes 2. This will go on and do it for 5 times. So let's run this program. So if I run this now, you see it will print hello there, pausing for 1 second each time for 5 times, and it exited. So after 5 times the statement is no more true. So that's very simple. Now there's another shortcut, like sometimes you want to do some infinite loop. I don't know in which conditions, but maybe you might need to run some infinite loop, run some monitoring script continuously. In that case, instead of giving some conditions, you could have given some number like 1. This is very similar again to C. Like in C also you can say while and in bracket. So there it's a different bracket, not this angle bracket but a curved bracket. Here it's just angle bracket, and say 1 and some commands. So we'll look for the example of the second form. It will be like this. So here you can say instead of while, and you could have said like 1, like this, and it will print always forever hello there and sleep on, because this conditions 1 is always true, so it will never fall off, so it will always print. So let's run this while t2, and then you see 1 time, 2 time, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will continuously do that. So one more thing, the reason I am giving here sleep is because if you don't give sleep, it will execute very fast and probably it will consume too much CPU. So whenever you have some kind of a statement and you want to do it infinite or something, probably it's a good idea to give some amount of sleep. If you don't give sleep, it's very fast, but it will exhaust your CPU, and maybe other processes will be starved of CPU resources. So let's see, without sleep, see it's printing very fast. And if you want to see how much count, you can also see the count also. So this is one form of while loop wherein it is always true. Now there's one more form of while loop which is a shorthand notation, which is while and colon. This is also true, so you can say this also, but I will put a sleep because it will make my PC slow and my recording would be bad. So I will say while true. Now if I run this, it will be still the same. So it will keep on printing every 1 second infinitely. It keeps on printing hello there, it will never stop. So this is another short form, which is while and question. And in bash there is one more called as, there is one more which is called as true. So there is a shorthand notation called as true. You can run that way also. So when you run again, it's the same thing and it will keep on continuously printing. So we have seen several forms. So this is the general form here, like while and conditions, do, some commands. So it could be commands and expressions, arithmetic calculations, or it could even be a if statement or maybe some kind of a break. Then this is which is one, which is always true. So this is condition is always true for infinite loop. Same thing you can do with another notation, which is while true, and then you can also this with while colon. So one more thing I would like to see, it's not only necessary to write a shell script in a bash file, right? You have a file like here, bash shell script file I have written. I could have done literally the same thing from the command prompt. So you could say something like while true, then say do ls minus l sleep 1 done. So every 1 second it will come and it will print out the contents of ls, it will execute ls and it will do. And same thing. So, and if you want to repeat the previous command, you have to just go and with up and down arrow you can select the previous command, and instead of do ls minus l, you could have sent something like do pwd, which is present working directory, and every 1 second it would print your working directory. So when you are like good in shell script and more proficient, probably for small work you might not want to do it into a script file, rather you can do run the entire thing from a command prompt. So mind it, if you run it from a command prompt, the entire script looks like in one single line, which is okay. And the other thing which you follow is automatically when you run, this is preceded by each command, each operator kind of things is preceded by a semicolon. So which is end of a statement, not exactly operator. Each end of a statement is preceded by a semicolon automatically. And if you see here corresponding, this is the same thing here. So while condition, and then this is one statement, and this do will be preceded by a semicolon and then followed by n number of commands, which each of them will be followed by one semicolon and then done at the end. So you will see like this. So don't worry about that, you can just write also while true do and then say ps minus ef pipe to grep some abc, whether those processes are found or not found, it doesn't matter, it's just a demonstration, sleep 1 or 2, and then you can say done, and it will keep on printing. This is an infinite loop, so I will terminate with control C. Now if I want to repeat the same command with some other conditions, I can do with up and down arrow. So I could select my previous commands, and instead of grep abc I could have said grep abc1 and it would run, the condition would become true. So that's all for while loop, and I will see you in the next conditional statement. Thank you very much for watching this video.